Alani in the backfield now. Play fake to him. Sam stops. Looks, throws. Got a man wide open. Touchdown! Seahawks! It is A.J. Barner. He could not wait to get out of that hotel. Talked to him yesterday. He said, I got to go hit somebody. A.J., how about catching a touchdown, too? They've stretched their lead to 19-0 over the Patriots.
When you score a touchdown in a Super Bowl win, you can wear pretty much whatever you want to the parade. That was A.J. Barner celebrating the franchise's second Lombardi trophy just a few months ago. And now continuing the celebration, how else? Right here with us on The Insiders with me, Tom Pelissero, and Ian Rapoport. A.J., everyone always says the hardest thing coming off the Super Bowl is everybody wants to write a book, everybody's partying, everybody's doing endorsement deals. You're back in the building now. You're already out there again for OTAs. Just tell me about how your mentality and the rest of the team's mentality is here as you get ready for 2026.
Back to it, man. I mean, for me, it's year 3, so I'm still a young player in this league, still a lot to learn. So to be back in the building, we're as hungry as ever, and we got a lot of the same guys from last year, and we're Seahawks. We love getting back to it. So we got a great turnout for OTAs, and we're excited for the season.
So, AJ, winning a championship is awesome and amazing, I assume. I've never won one, but you would think it would be. You've done it twice. You won one in Michigan. You won a Super Bowl in Seattle. And maybe this is a little like asking parents, like, which your kid do you love more? But which championship was better?
I mean, I got to go with the Super Bowl. I think it's the top of the mountain for sure in terms of, pro football compared to college. But I think, with both those teams, you have similar ingredients when you have a whole team, collective effort, a whole organization effort to win a championship. A lot of those same qualities are resemblance in Michigan and also here in Seattle.
I have to imagine when you're making plays on that stage, really in any NFL game, there's a level of blackout that has to occur. Like, it's awesome and you're celebrating in the end zone, but like you don't necessarily 100% know everything that happened on the play. I'm curious, when you went back, if you did, and watched the play, was there anything you learned about how that touchdown actually took place?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coop mentioned it on a podcast that it might have been lined up a little bit off in that situation. But for me, I play the Y. And I heard why, whatever the play was called. So I knew immediately what was going on. And I was like, here's my opportunity to go make a play. And when it happened, yeah, exactly right. You kind of black out for a second. And I think the hardest part after that is like taking a breath and be like, all right, I got to finish this game still. There's still some time left on the clock. And I think that's the biggest thing, to learn from those situations is, just continuing to play the game. It's awesome to make a play, but there's a lot of plays left on the field to make after that.
New season, and you guys have a lot of the same parts of the team, but certainly some new members of your coaching staff. Clint Kubiak, your offensive coordinator, now the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. You have Brian Fleury in as your new offensive coordinator. Now, he's a former tight ends coach, so this is really a two-part question. One, what has it been like? And two, how many balls are you going to catch now when you got a position coach who coaches your position as your offensive coordinator?
It's been great. Coach Fleury, a lot of carryover from our last system. I think it's, similar offense, maybe with a little bit different terminology. But, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, for me, it's just get open. Like the more you get open, the more plays you make, the more the rock's going to find you. So no matter who's calling the plays and no matter who's throwing the ball, which obviously, feel really comfortable with Sammy throwing it and Coach Fleury calling it, I think if you get open and you make plays, the ball is going to find you. So that's my main goal. And, it should be a great year for myself and the team. And I just want to, build off my last year and be one of the best tight ends in the league.
The Super Bowl MVP also moved on. Kenneth Walker III getting a big deal in Kansas City. First-round pick, Jadarian Price. I know you're running around in shorts. It's not a great time to judge running backs, but initial impressions on the guy who's going to be sliding into, you would think, a pretty prominent role.
Yeah. I'm really excited for JD. I mean, great player. The reason he got picked in the first round, I think he's an explosive back, strong back, and fits the scheme. And I think to come into a place like Seattle with our O-line, the way our tight ends and receivers block, I mean, I think it's a perfect fit. So we're excited for JD and the rest of the backs that we have in the room. And, I told him the first day he was here, hey, man, you need a place to run that rock, find 88, and I got you.
That is a smart thing right there. I assume he took that to heart. You guys had a little bit of news on this team, essentially, over the course of the weekend. Nolan Teasley, your assistant general manager, became the new general manager of the Minnesota Vikings. A cool and well-deserved moment for him. But clearly, among the things that the Vikings liked was not just Nolan, but how you guys as an organization draft and develop. Did you take note of that? I don't know how well you know Nolan, but did you take note of that? What did you think of? What do you think other teams like about what you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all of our people in our building are definitely close and communicate with each other. So definitely have a good relationship with Nolan. And I think the biggest thing for us is, we have multiple guys on our team that were undrafted guys coming out of college and, our starters on our team now and make a bunch of plays. And we always talk about our ready squad as our, what other teams might call their practice squad is, we have a roster of 70 guys that are going to be prepared and ready to go, whether it's special teams, playing on offense, playing on defense, or even, bringing juice to the sidelines on a Sunday. So, we really take pride in our organization on being ready to go when your number's called. And I think, Nolan will continue to do those things with the Vikings and, build a deep roster with a bunch of guys, that have a high care factor.
There was also some other news around the NFL yesterday that impacts the Seahawks in various ways. One, your week 1 opponent, the Patriots, trade for A.J. Brown. More pertinent to you, there's a certain guy coming to the Rams that you're going to see twice this season, maybe 3 times if it plays out like a year ago here. Have you come up with a plan in your head as one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL of what exactly your plan is going to be against Myles Garrett?
For sure. I grew up in Cleveland, so, I've seen all the success that Myles has had and, got a lot of respect for the player that he is. And I think, when that game rolls around, I'm sure we'll have a bunch of chip blocks for him and outside zone. I think, no matter who we're playing, we go on with the same mentality. And for me as a competitor, it's like whoever we're playing, they're going to get my best shot. So I think, Myles is a great player and kudos to the Rams for getting a dog in Myles Garrett. But, when you play the Seahawks, we got, 11 guys on the field at a time. They're going to play really physical and play together. So, we're excited for the challenge and, nothing different than what it's been before. We'll be ready for it.
Just real quick, AJ, and last thing for me. Yesterday was June 1st. We had 2 major trades, which, if you follow the NFL, if you're in the NFL, these sorts of things happen at the craziest times. Are you guys conditioned to looking at your phone or getting texts from people around the league and like, oh my God, this crazy trade? Like, does this just become normal at some point?
I mean, you guys know better than me, being, tapped in with the sources and all that. This league's crazy. And the best thing you can do is just do your job over and over again and, control the controllables. So obviously we've seen the news going on. And like I said, I think it's best to just stay in your lane, do your job, and be in the present moment. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I think, the Seahawks do the same thing.
Super Bowl champion, A.J. Barner. Thanks a lot for the time, dude. We'll see you down the line.
Well, sir, appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man.